You know, it got a bit messy back there, but we did get Dad back.
Yeah.
What?
That's probably gonna draw some attention. Not probably, actually. It's definitely drawing attention. Look, they're looking for you now, okay? So just be careful. You know, if we can get this weapon, we could change things forever.
Yeah. If.
Look, I know we've only been working together for a few hours now, but I want you to know I'm proud of you. Okay, you're under a lot of pressure here.
Wow. Russ.
So much pressure, in fact, that I hesitate to even bring it up. But I did notice that when you reached out for your father's hand, had he actually grabbed it, his grip would have crushed all the delicate sensors in the Russells.
Ah. Okay.
Totally understandable, and would have been worth it, by the way, in this case.
Right.
Having said that, I have a hard time imagining another situation where that would have been the case. And much like your father, the Russells are priceless. Okay, so just, moving forward.
Russ, I promise your gloves are safe with me.
Early on in the project, we spent some time experimenting with the classic Half-Life crowbar. Playtests showed us that it was an interesting tool for our player to use in puzzles and world interactions, but we weren't very happy with how our melee combat efforts turned out. We felt it was really important that the crowbar was solid to the world and enemies, and that resulted in some tricky physics challenges. Players could easily push the crowbar into an enemy in front of them, because nothing in the real world would stop it. Indeed, without that real-world physical feedback, we found playtesters exhibited a wide variety of swing behaviors. Some would waggle the controller rapidly, others would put their whole body into it. At the same time, playtest response to our pistol prototype was very positive, especially around the more complex reloading mechanics. Faced with a potentially significant R&D problem in melee combat, we chose to refocus our efforts on ranged combat. It also didn't help that players all associated the crowbar with Gordon Freeman, not Alyx Vance.
Systems, robotics, networks, I can make short work of those.
But not data encryption.
Might as well be an alien language. Well, it is an alien language. Anyway, look, Eli's your guy. Alyx, look out the window.
Holy crap. That's gotta be the vault.
Yeah. Your dad didn't mention it was floating.
So even if we make it there, we still have to get up to it.
Oh, the cables! Look at all the cables attached to it. All we have to do is follow them.
And break whatever's at the other end.
And down comes the vault. Simple. Easy to follow. Yeah, I like this plan.
This entire section of the map, from the start of the keycard puzzle up to this room, was added specifically to show the player the vault on its own. Without this little detour, players would otherwise have their first view of the vault at the entrance to the Northern Star Hotel, which was also when they would see their first Combine substation. So much new information all at once led many players to confuse the vault with the substation, or just miss it entirely, so we created this area of the train station to highlight the vault on its own. Even though players are required to enter this room to get the second keycard, they still wouldn't necessarily notice the vault outside, so we added some dialogue with Russell about looking out the window to see it. This may be a bit heavy-handed, but it was necessary to solve the problem of players not recognizing the vault when they saw it later in the game.
Media destruction. Yeah. Pro gamer move.
Have you heard any Combine chatter about Dad escaping?
No, nothing. It's all about sending reinforcements into the quarantine zone.
On the plus side, that means Dad is still on his way back to you. We'd have heard if they recaptured Eli Vance.
And on the
Getting to the
downside...
vault isn't going to get any easier. Ooh, grenades. Total waste of grenade.
Worth it.
Agreed.
Oh, more. Where are they? Them to stay still for a second.
Heads up, zombie. Look out.
Sucker. I'll do it. Triple kill! Fatality! Stupid. Don't start talking over this.
Although it may seem obvious,
Who process
throwing
doesn't
would
stop
be a
talking
trivial
again?
interaction to support in VR. A lot of nuanced work is required to get it to feel right. And if we were going to build puzzles like this one, where the player must throw an armed grenade through a high duct, throwing needed to work well. A typical VR game running at 90 frames per second will read the sensor data from the track controllers once per frame. This means the data is read every 11 milliseconds. That may seem like a short time step, but when throwing, a user can easily move their hand 15 centimeters or more in that amount of time. Additionally, the player may release the object by opening their hand or releasing the trigger at any point during their throwing motion. This makes reconstructing the act of throwing a virtual object an interesting signal processing problem. It's up to any given piece of VR software to derive the player's intent from the discretely sampled controller data, and we've learned a lot over the years about what works and what doesn't. In the lab, which we shipped in 2016, we sampled the controller's positional data every 11 milliseconds and used the sampled positions to compute the controller velocity at each time step. We then used an average of the computed velocity and direction over several frames before and after the object release to determine the velocity and direction to apply to the thrown object. Although this was functional enough to ship, it didn't always feel consistent.
Oh fuck, I hit the
Especially if
ceiling.
the game's frame rate ever fell below 90 frames per second. Later, in the Index controller tech demo Moondust, we expanded on this
What the hell I was hitting?
by biasing
Oh,
towards
the
higher
fuck, I'm
velocity data.
through
We
it.
also extended the Steam VR software interface to provide the controller's instantaneous velocity
Seriously,
and
man.
acceleration data from the hardware inertial
It
measurement
sucks.
unit, which is computed on the controller every 2 milliseconds. This meant that we did not have to calculate an estimate from the position
Well.
sampled by the engine only every 11
Not a
milliseconds
miss.
as we had done on the lab. This was crucial to providing a more responsive feel, as it meant the throwing calculations were
stupid.
no longer tied to
Don't
the
have
regular
enough.
frame rate. After further experimentation, we arrived at the solution used in Half-Life Alyx. which takes 10 frames that preceded the release of the held object.
This is
and averages
impossible.
3
I already
frames
softlocked the
per
game.
Peak controller velocity in that time window. We have found that this tends to lead to a better approximation of precisely when the player intended
How
to
the
release
hell I'm
the
gonna...
object. This
I have one
approach
more.
resulted in consistent, comfortable throwing.
Oh, they
enabling us to
respawn.
rely on
Thank
players
God.
being able to accurately throw grenades or any other objects with confidence.
I can't throw up. I can't throw up. This is impossible. This is impossible. This is impossible. This is impossible. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
Nice throw.
After 10 fucking failures and 2 respawns. Fucking hell, man. I have 16 racing. Can I do anything with it?
Hey, on the monitor. Combine.
I see him.
Overwatch acknowledges activity. Confirm
Oh, shit.
Sector 02. Possible necrotic interference. Sweep sector. Report convenient.
Complicated. Let's try to line up the other one. Okay, it's good. No, it's not. Okay. What's the other one? I need 40. Okay. Okay, I know it's possible to not alert them, so let's examine this thing.
This optional toner puzzle is intended to train players not to blindly click on each junction without first understanding the implications. This particular puzzle is designed to have the side effect of tripping a fire alarm if the player merely clicks on each toner junction they encounter without looking ahead. An observant player can easily solve the puzzle without tripping the alarm, but a careless player will trip the alarm, causing a combine soldier to come storming around the corner to investigate the noise.
Yes. I remember from first play I tripped it. Never do that again. That was painful. Thought this red pots moved, but I guess not. They will move later in the game. Dumb. That was dumb. Why are you cheating? Absolute fucking piece of shit. Oh, in this room. Fucking idiot.
Look to the northern star.
I am? Why are you saying it like that?
No. The Vortigaunt said, look to the northern star to help his friends, which sounds like Vortigaunt nonsense, but I guess it isn't.
Oh, yeah. That does make more sense. That's some sort of combined substation. They usually generate power and host security protocols.
Like the power and security you'd need for a giant vault.
Alyx, I think you should find your way into that hotel and get up to the substation.
Typical players spend up to 2 hours progressing through the interior spaces of the Northern Star Hotel, and we found in playtests that they often had trouble remembering their next goal of disrupting the Combine substation above. In earlier tests, the vault constantly reminded players of its presence by emitting a repeating abstract musical pattern. This pattern works so well at drawing and keeping the player's attention that we expanded and fictionalized it as a semi-musical sound design pattern, which we changed to emit from the Combine substation, representing it collecting and transmitting Vortigaunt energy to the vault. While in the hotel, the player does not have line of sight to the substation, so we repeat this sonic pattern at varying volumes within the hotel as a reminder of both the Combine substation and the vault outside. In fact, if you look closely at the Zen foliage when you are in the hotel, you will notice that it reacts visibly to the overspill of Vortigaunt energy as it flows from the substation.